We're live. I'm like, oh my God, I was gonna say something. I'm like, I can't say that. Hi, everybody. Welcome. My chocolate chip. Ah,
James, no.
I know that's it. I'm eating simply ruffle, cheddar, and whatever. And I'm like,
Oh,
I'm talking about a chip right now. I'm like, I need to drink this, I guess, Frank. Welcome to the GHP Spotlight here on JLJ Media. Ugh. I'm James Lott Jr., and this is Frank Moran.
there, everybody. As always, we're starting as the true professionals that we are.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Oh my God. Like I just did 3 shows this morning. Welcome to the show. As we were just laughing, I said last time, we're at the caboose of the JLJ Media Soap Talk here on JLJ Media. Okay, James. Let's say it 10 times in a row. We're here to talk about General Hospital, everything that happened in Port Charles. Earlier today, Amanda and Tammy held it down for me while I took care of some family biz. And he talked about Young and the Restless. So you can check that out. The Orange Space Spotlight is out on audio and video. Check it out now. My lovely ladies, my lovely lady lumps. Check it out. They were great. And then I came back in for the bold and beautiful mini spotlight. We talked about Sheila and all her shenanigans. And that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of divided people on that show. Check that out. It's out on video and audio too. Those are both out now. Out now. Out now. And after Frank and I, my chocolate twin, Tony Moore Jr. and his people over there on Dishin Days are doing their show, Dishin Days, today. And they have special guests, Blake Barris, Elia Cantu, and this chick who plays Stephanie. I don't know her name.
no. Nice.
I don't know her name. So, but she's somebody. She seems nice. I don't know her name. But they're over there today, so they have guests. So check them out over there on Dishin Days. Tell them that James sent you. And also, yes, I do know that not Frank, see, wrong person, Frank's right in front of me. Tony Moore makes fun of my age every single episode. So, yes, I do watch the show, and I'm curious to see what he says today about my age. Last time he said, I was there when Adam met Eve.
Huh.
Exactly. So he's like, oh. So that's what he said last time. So, I mean, I was there. I said, don't get together. Don't do it.
Hmm.
But they didn't. They did it anyway. They did it anyway, Frank. They did it anyway.
There you go. It seems like a recurring theme in our conversations about you being asked to watch people hook up.
That's true, right? That's very true. Yes, it is. Oh, hello, Annie's YouTube. Oh, Annie. Oh, your girl Annie Goen has a new name. Annie's YouTube channel.
Oh, hello.
Okay, go on, Annie Goen. Did not know that. Okay.
Nice. Like and subscribe to that.
Yes, like and subscribe. Oh yeah, subscribe to our channel. Um, there's a button. Nope, that's a lie. There's an arrow next to subscribe. And I'm lying to you already. There's an arrow next to subscribe. Hit the arrow, a drop down menu hits, hit all. It's a bell. Hit all. And that should tell you whenever I have something coming out every day. Let's test that out and try it.
Ding.
It may work, Frank. I don't know. But anyway, JLJ Media is here for you. Subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. You know how to do all that stuff. It is Black History Month. I'm black. That's it, everybody. That's kidding. That's not
Wait,
it.
what?
No, I know, Frank. I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. For
Why don't
nine
you about this
years. For
now?
9 years.
I'm just hearing about this now.
I know. I know you couldn't tell. I know you couldn't tell at all. I couldn't tell. But no, that's not it, folks. That's not it. What I'm going to tell you is you can't see that this mug is actually too black. But I want to mention if you're in the LA area, go to Hilltop uh, Bar and Coffee Shop. They have 2 locations, one in downtown Inglewood, where I live, and the other one is in Baldwin Hills. They are Black and South Asian owned, and they do a lot of things for the community, but they make a mean egg sandwich, Frank, on brioche bread,
Ooh.
real bacon. Mm.
Ooh.
This is solid. My mouth is salivated on that. But they're really good. They do a lot for the community. Also, I'm faux real. Puns everywhere, Frank. Puns everywhere. Um, Black owned, support black business all year long, not just during February. And even though we have an extra day this week, Frank, it's Leap Day.
Look at that.
Happy birthday to those born on Leap Day, and happy anniversary to those got married on Leap Day.
like Superman. So his
People on leap day?
Superman's birthday is Leap Day.
I never knew that. See?
That's what
Yep.
so they say. So that's why he's like so eternally young. It's like they
Oh, how funny! Oh my god, I know that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I never knew that. But Frank, I've been seeing it everywhere. Frank doesn't just do this. I mean, I know you think this is all Frank does, but Frank has a life outside of JLJ Media. He does. And there's a show coming out called X-Men '97. It's been everywhere, getting promoted everywhere. So when is it? When is it starting?
March 20th on a Disney Plus streaming device near you.
It's
Yeah,
very exciting, Frank. Congratulations.
thanks. Yeah, it'll be 10 episodes. So we're looking forward to it. There was a trailer that came out a couple weeks ago, and I think there's going to be one more as it gets just a little closer to the premiere. So
Wow. I remember you started working on this like a year and a half ago or something like that. I was like, oh, this was a while
it's
back.
been almost 3 years.
Wow, you've been there. I didn't realize that. Well, time
Yeah.
flies. Good. Wow. So well, congratulations, Frank. That's very cool.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I did a very small part, but there's so many fantastic artists that have done so much, and of course, the writing is another
Yeah.
one. The writer, uh, led by our fearless showrunner, Bo DeMeo. Without him, we would have this really cool show that I think everybody's going to be jazzed to see.
Well, you are still part of the team, so you did do something. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Very good. Very good. We do other stuff outside of this, kids. We're not just GH people, but we are GH people at the same time. And I'm trying to. Why is this? Why is this? Oh, there we go. We got it. Yeah, congratulations to Frank. You from Frank. So, okay, well, you guys are here to talk about General Hospital. You don't give a fuck what we're doing otherwise. So let's talk about General Hospital.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, because I know you were mentioning guests on Dishing Days. But like, what's been happening in the GH front?
So, Frank for mention, I almost forgot to say this. So, folks, I am now officially in after 6 years. I'm back with GHPR. So, hello to Mary Ann Price. Nice to meet her. She is gung ho. She's like, yes, let's get some guests for you. So, we're got some stuff. So I'll get back to the old days when I have guests on Sundays, like different days, and throughout the week. So we're gonna work on some stuff. And I am working on Lydia Look right now, who plays Selena Wu.
Hmm.
And I just asked about Steve Burton because he's coming back in a week. So stay tuned, Frank. Stay tuned, everybody. Make sure that. So we're back in. So more guests should come through from now on if this goes correctly.
Oh, well, who can deny the effervescent James L. Jr.?
Oh, they do all the time, but hopefully he can't. Hopefully somebody won't. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody's asking a question. I forgot. Frank, what they were asking? Oh, you're a writer. You're not a writer. What did you do with the series?
I was a janitor, so uh,
He cleaned up messes. That's all he did. Clean up
that's
messes.
right. No, I am the character coordinator on the show, so I just break down every script that comes with all what characters are going to be in there, and at the beginning of the series, it's all new characters that have to be designed. So I work with the artists, help them getting referenced, coming up with ideas for them if we're doing kind of casual clothing for them, stuff that we could pull from. It's a chance to take all the nerdy comic book knowledge I've had for years in my
Yeah,
head and put it to good use, and just keep everything on deadline and get it out to our vendors that are in South Korea who are animating the show.
I think it's very good. That's a cool job. I like that. Very cool. That's what he does. So yes. So speaking of writers, that's a good segue. This last week was the last week, full week of Chris and Dan's writing. So what's happening this week coming up? It's a mixture of a little of the new, a little bit of the old. So, folks, the next few weeks, very interesting. And when we meet up next weekend, it'll be right before Jason's return.
Oh,
So that's gonna be crazy. So, but we're going, and also just to give you guys a reminder, when we're here on March 10th, that's daylight savings time. So the night before, you're going to spring forward.
that even the universe wants to get the GH mini spotlight going on sooner. We gotta get it. We gotta get it. They're faster.
I know you thought that is so funny. Yes, we can do that. It's making me laugh. So yes, so just keep in mind, next couple of weeks is gonna be very interesting for GH, and the whole world is waiting to Tony. Who are you, Frank? The whole world is waiting. The whole world's waiting. So this week we got a lot of stuff thrown against the wall. We have no idea if it's going to last or not. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, everybody. We're going to see. So we're going to report on what happened this week. But again, things could change in an instant. We have no idea. I want to bring up first. What do I bring up first? Speaking of writing, I guess there's so much I don't like. I'm trying to see what do I want to talk about that kind of. Well, let's talk
Well,
about.
while you think about that, let me ask you one question because I feel
Okay.
like with the switch over the writing regime, there are new writers coming in. I feel like there's a lot of hope and a lot of expectation set up
Mhm.
for them, and so I feel like this could go either of it could go Myra ways. Like people are going to be super jazzed, people are going to be super bummed that it's not everything that they'd hoped it would have been when they heard that the writing staff was going to change, or at least the head writers. How are you feeling, James? Are you kind of being cautiously optimistic? Are you being coming in with a lot of expectations?
Very good question. So, folks, Patrick Mulcahy, I know his work. Santa Barbara's my favorite soaps of all time. He also did other shows too, and the storylines that he did and worked on those shows I enjoyed. So I am cautiously optimistic. Elizabeth Court has been with the show for 30 years. She's come from the ranks. So I'm assuming she knows the show too. She's been an associate writer. So I'm assuming she knows story. So for the two of them, I am hoping they come together and like gangbusters just blow us out the water. Um, uh, not Frank as the producer, Ron Calavardi, when we first started doing the show, he had first come on from Wanted to Live, and the shows were amazing at first. They were totally amazing. He was like gangbusters. We were like talking about it, we were having a good time. Then they went downhill. He left. Um, I like to think that usually when a new writer comes in, it's exciting. We'll see some big stuff. It's a large cast, Frank. I feel we're going to see some cuts. Um, Straight to reoccurring, whatever. Um, but other than that, I'm just not sure. I mean, I'm excited. I don't know what's going to. It's only for the first time I'm kind of excited because you don't know what's going to happen. Like literally, I have no idea what story they're keeping or not keeping that's on the air right now. We have no idea. The only story we know it's coming is Jason. We know that's coming. But other than that, everything else is really up in it. We have no. Will they save Gregory all of a sudden, or kill him faster? Will Cody and Sasha will actually get together? Will Spinelli and Maxie actually stay? Like, there's a whole bunch of things that are happening now that Dan and Chris kind of put at the end. Will Jagger come back? I guess like we have no idea what's. I mean, will Jagger be the guy who's actually behind all? Like, there's a lot of stuff we have no idea what's going to happen. What they're going to choose.
I mean, because I feel like that's invariably what you hear about almost every head writer or head writing team that comes into a soap, whether it be GH or Days or anything else, is that usually at first it's exciting because they're doing everything that you'd wish that the old regime would be doing. But
Yes.
at some point, it just
Yeah,
turns where it's like, oh, these guys again,
I
what's
agree.
happening? We
I
need
agree.
new writers. Do you feel like that there should just be like term limits on head writing teams on soaps?
That's hilarious. Well, see, I would say no because there have been some, back in the day, there were legendary head writers that wrote for years. Douglas Marland, Hogan Schaefer, Agnes Nixon. I mean, these are folks, Bill Bell, believe it. They wrote for years, and actually, the storylines were good for years. So I don't know. It's almost that's a very good question. I don't know, kids. That's a good question. I don't know if I think it should be term limits, but I get exactly what you're saying about getting complacent and lazy writing. I totally get that after a while. Um, but now soaps are in a different world now, Frank, because there's only four left, only three on network TV, and the numbers are all down for all of them. And so it's like this different story. I think it's like now, if we get another 2 years of General Hospital, it'll be great. I mean, we don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, because I also feel like if you term limit it, it could be then you're just constantly in this day where we want such more immediate gratification and audiences' willingness to kind of go for a ride for a little bit is a lot narrower.
Yes.
That I feel like you do, then you're just all of a sudden like constantly chasing that high that you're getting when the new regime comes in, and you want to keep constantly getting that feeling. I just don't know if that's a sustainable kind of model at all either.
Well, and Chancellor says as long as they kept continuity, it might be good to have fresh ideas, and that's the problem too. We need continuity, and we keep changing regimes. They have their own idea of what they want.
Yeah.
That's just generally that's what they do. Because new regimes also want to bring in their own new characters because they get paid for new characters that there's a whole behind the scenes stuff, folks, on this. We won't get into the weeds of it all, but I think yes, if continuity works and each regime kept up, but see, you see how well that worked in the Star Wars last trilogy.
Ooh, yeah, that was rough.
A different director. At first, I thought, okay, it could be interesting. They put their own stamp on it, but it didn't. As besides, we both agree it didn't work. It really didn't work.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, so I kind of like, you're like, yeah, I wonder how that would. How that you say, okay, you got 3 years. Is 3 years enough to work out the kinks from the last regime and enough to sustain to the? I mean, it's I don't know. That's a good question. That's a very good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just know I am, and then people in the chat here seem to be the same way. We're excited. We're kind of excited to see what they can only go up. I mean, on some level, I mean, they can go down too, I guess. But I mean, it's kind of like everyone kind of agrees it's not exciting right now. The show's not exciting. It's not
Yeah.
exciting.
My concern is like how long does that are viewers going to let that honeymoon period
Oh yeah.
last?
Well,
Uh,
the viewers are crazy. You know that. You
you
guys are
know,
all bananas.
come October, they're like, oh, these guys, what are they doing?
Exactly. Oh, they're all bananas. Viewership's bananas. You guys are all bananas. I love you guys. You're all bananas. Bananas. So who knows, Frank? People are going to scream no matter what at this point. You watch Star Wars and sports all. You know how people are.
At some point, somebody will be singing the praises of Chris and Dan after the new regime
Right,
comes
right,
in. Like,
right,
oh,
exactly, right. But when
you
they
know,
were there, it was like they're the front. We know how it goes, Frank. We know how it goes. Hi, David. Hi, you guys. Hey, no, we know how it goes. Crystal, I have not heard that rumor, so I don't know. But I don't follow rumors, so I did not hear that. I didn't hear that, Tabby, honestly. But I've not heard that. So I haven't heard anything. So let's get started with the storyline that's going to really come up. I mean, in the next, well, Ethel says they got 3 months. That's it, bitches. They got 3 months to prove themselves. That's the summer. You're saying by June, if they don't do it, that's it. Okay, she's not playing.
they are dead to me.
She's not playing. She's got 3 months. So you crazy. You guys are crazy. Um, here's the story. So we're going to talk about the storylines that actually I know are leading over the Danny storyline, and also the shooting at Sonny and so those two. So Tanya Walker, Frank, who I know, and also play. I love bananas. That's funny. And played Olivia Jerome, and she's a little cookie in real life. I love her. I made her statement. Why'd they kill me? I mind my own business. They killed my character off the show. I laughed so hard. I thought it was hilarious. I love when real life people kind of get in when she has a sense of humor about it. But they killed Olivia Jerome. And now it's being tied to someone named Stone.
Wait a minute. Jagger's son? Stone Cold? Who could it be?
Well, Frank, who they could
Uh,
be? The way they're leading this way.
yeah, boy. If it's our good pal Stone Cold, uh, yeah. All right.
See, Frank ain't excited. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Because then it feels like it's some kind of programming issue, which I feel like, ugh. Uh,
he had a
all
ton
right.
of fall on him. Shit.
That's true. He had double amnesia. And it wasn't even like Sonny had anything to do with that. Like, I can understand if it was like a Sonny motivated thing and he
Yeah.
came out of it and be like, now I have, revenge I'm mad against the person who put me in this situation. But that was outside, that was a whole Cassadine kind of thing. So, yeah, I don't know. But also, like, I can't remember how old Stone was supposed to be on the night shift.
All
Uh,
right.
I can't remember how old was he, like 8 or 9, maybe.
Yeah, so
So,
yeah,
I mean, I guess he could be like a really super young kind of mob
good,
boss.
good.
I mean, I feel like why bring in Jagger if you're not going to go that route? I mean, to only tease the audience with this kind of like, ooh, could it be Jason or could it be Stone's son? And then ended up having just be Jason. Like, what was the point that we even brought in Jagger?
Or to mention Morgan Stone Corinthos. And Carly talked about Morgan.
That's true. Um, would you want to see Morgan back? I mean,
Right?
I feel like it would have to be a recast because I feel like people were kind of sour on the previous portrayer of
Well, he's busy.
of
Um,
is
that's
he?
a recast. Yeah, oh my God, Frank. Yes, he's actually working on something, some big TV show. Actually, he's doing something. So yeah, for a while he wasn't. He was trying to get a job. For a while, he was online trying to get a job. I think he got. I think he finally got.
All right. I mean,
Shady Sunday. I love it. Shady Sunday.
he was on that hotel show, and then that went, you know,
South.
yeah.
I think he's. I just didn't expect that. I think he's busy. The point is, that was shady. That was shady. The point is, I think we're going to be recast. I don't want Morgan back. Like that he's dead. But again, we don't know how much the two writing machines talked about Jason's initial return.
Hmm.
Because I feel like this storyline has to go for a while. They have to explain why Jason's doing this, what's going on. They can't wrap it up in a day or two. Um, and Jagger is on contract. The guy who plays Jagger is on contract. My thought, he's the one doing it. And I'm thinking, but that could be too obvious that Jagger's doing it. He hates Sonny. That's too obvious, maybe. I have a feeling it's gonna be this whole Stone Cold, because he does know Sonny's organization completely. I think we're gonna get that. I think we're gonna get that, Frank. Frank. I think we're gonna get that.
It would be, I mean, I guess I would need to know the reason because like Jagger has hated John, but I mean, I'm like, I just gonna call him Jagger. His name's Jagger. Let's just call him Jagger.
Jagger.
He's hated Sonny for forever. So the only, to all of a sudden now, like, what would be his motivating factor to like now I'm gonna start knocking off mob bosses? So I would guess I would need to know that. And maybe it has something to do with his son got involved with something and he's like, well, now I need to make every mob boss I've ever known in my entire life pay.
Possibly. And then on the you said you heard March 2nd. I heard March 4th or 5th, wherever that Monday. It might be the end of that. Maybe it might be the end of that. No, because March 2nd's a Saturday. We have an extra day this week. It's leap year. So the 29th is Thursday. The March 1st is Friday. I heard the 4th. That's Monday. So yeah. I didn't hear him say March 1st. But who knows? He could show up at the very end of March 1st. I mean, we don't know.
That's right.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
when one door closes, oh, we just see him.
Yeah, you know that promo. Wow, Frank. Um, but anyway, so yeah, it's March 4th, guys. But anyway, so we just don't know what they can go. They can go main directions, right? We just don't know what but we know Jason's coming back. I have a feeling it's part of this storyline, obviously, and we have to mention the sudden Danny appearances and Elizabeth and Sam talking about having Jason kids and teenage sons, and is he like Jason and stuff. So they brought the bridge back. Everything's hyped from all that.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta hear those lovely ladies of Jason talk. The liaison fans
Oh
still
yeah,
holding out hope that maybe this time will be the time that we get a Liz and Jason connection. I don't think they would do it with either Sam or Liz. So as you say, James, yeah, Carly is endgame. Uh, but I mean, always good. I mean, it is right there. It is clear history that he's got teenage sons now. that have been missing their father for several years at this point. And then even for several years when they were kids too as well. So I mean that's left a father's a big hole in their heart in terms of comes with their father. So curiosity, anger, or whatever motivating factors both of them might have. Um, could be interesting.
If they write it correctly, Frank. Yes, I mean it's you. Thank you to Leopardus for the $10 super chat.
Woo!
I like him now. James is not a Charlie shipper. Yes, I love you. I don't care if you ship Jason. I don't ship any of them. I'm just telling you what I know. It's gonna be Carly and Jason. I don't ship it. I really don't. I don't ship. I don't care who they with. I'm just like, okay. I just want a good story, but it's not gonna be Jason and Sam. They're not coming back together. Sorry, it's not. They don't.
Please
The brand.
don't, because I don't need to see her fall downstairs again right into like Jason's arm. I don't need to see that anymore.
I actually like Sam and Dante now.
Uh yeah,
I don't
I
mind
mean it no, I don't mind them at all either. I mean of the two, I enjoy Dante way more, and I think like his interactions with other people around the cast interest me more than Sam's. Like I really don't need to see any more Davis girl drama. There was a time where I enjoyed some Davis girl scenes.
it. Right.
That time is unfortunately passed me by. Maybe the
I,
new writing regime could, resell me on Davis girl scenes, but oof, right now
but
I'm
Frank, I got to mention this. This is a little side note because I don't care about the storyline so much. It's the first time I really feel like it's my baby. Now, we knew that was going to happen. I mean, that's just. I mean, that was like. I mean, I could have. I don't need a crystal ball for that one.
great. Great. Just
Well,
hold on to that baby then. Hold on. Break that Davis family apart.
I was like, I didn't want to go. Hopefully, maybe the writers will change that. But we'll get to that in a second. But I just had to mention that part because about the. So yes, Drew's acting crazy. So we have that going on too to set up the whole Carly Jason. We know this is all setups for Carly and Jason, folks. Just let you know. So Drew can't let the Nina thing go. Now they didn't break up. She quit Crimson and walked out. Let me make clear, they did not break up. She's just like, we can't. He's trying to get smart with her. Like, I think it's just your relationship, bitch. I mean, he didn't say that, but that's what he wanted to say. This is our relationship. And she was like, oh, okay, that's great. I quit. No, basically, I'm paraphrasing this the thing, but she was kind of like, "You crazy? You crazy?" Like he will not let it go, and she was like, "Yeah, I get it, but like,
Yeah, I like even his explanation to Carly about how he
oh,
feels and him being, being beaten and laying there and I just it wasn't enough to make me go like, you know what, he does have a point. I just couldn't get on board with it. And I like, for Carly, yeah, it is. I mean, you see a maturation of Carly where she's like, yes, and we've all seen it. How many times that she's, got involved in Nina stuff, and it's always at some part of it is blown up in her face as well too.
she said that. She said that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so, I get Carly saying, you know what, I got my last little zing in by taking over by Crimson, but that's it. I'm done. I don't need to do anything more with Nina in my life.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I don't know why Drew is not able to do that. But man, and it's rough because you're just seeing all these other people saying that same thing that Carly's saying to Drew, and none of it is like he acknowledges it and he's, oh yeah, you're not the only one that's been saying that, but he still will not take any actions upon himself to figure out like, yeah, I should try to figure out why I'm feeling like this and can I stop feeling like this? But no, it's just like I gotta make her pay. She's gotta lose even more. Whoa. And I don't please don't put me in a position where I'm gonna start actually, not rooting for Nina, but at least feeling like
I am there. I'm
sorry.
there already, Frank. I'm already there. I never thought it would happen. I was like, okay, I want her to beat his ass.
I mean,
So
Nina doesn't hold herself any well either. I mean, the way she does she like Cyrus, she has a case of that, like doesn't know when, doesn't can't read the room. There are times where it's like you don't need to needle it anymore. If you had just walked away, it could have just cooled off. but you just had to just like
That's true. She did. I mean, she had to go over there and needle them a little bit about her new job. But
oh
see, but Connie gets it. She's like, I know why she's doing it. Like, okay, don't take the bait. Like, just like
yeah.
I get what she's doing. Who cares? Like that's it. And Drew was just seething. He wanted to take her and throw her out the window. Yeah, he just, and like it's like, okay, kids. And when she said, you should be mad at me because you did it for me.
Yeah.
And oh no, not you. I'm okay. Like, but she was like, there's something wrong here. I just like she was like, I'm out of here. She's like, I told you I would take it on contingent that this would end the whole thing with Nina, and you're still going. And she just walked out. I was like, good girl. She walked out.
I loved it. I thought it was great. And it is just like it is hard to have sympathy for Drew because he put himself in jail, and for him to gripe about Nina ripped me away, it's like you didn't have to go to jail for Carly. You did not have to. That was your thing that you were trying to do. And you gambled. You gambled with the legal system, thinking that okay, I'll just get a slap on the wrist and it'll be fine. But nope.
Nope.
That's what you get, buddy.
I think so, folks. Like I said, there's several things going on. Drew's going out of control. Carly doesn't like him. Sam has teenage Danny. She's a little nervous. But she's solid with Dante, and I think they're pretty good. Sonny is dealing with somebody. We got Selena Wu back. That's my girl. We got her back. Talking about what's going on. And it was poor Lee. Actually, his name was Samuel Wang in real life. I talked to him. Online. He goes, "Why did it be me?" I go, "Yeah, why gotta be you?" And we're laughing. And all that. Again, I just think I thought of you, Frank, how ineffectual he is as a mob boss. He's just not all that. But now they're gonna work together to try to figure this all out. He says my name's Stone. So he's like kind of sitting back saying who like he's thinking Jagger, of course, or Jagger's son. Or that it could be a use of someone invoking the name, which brought up Kiki for a homegirl. Well, that was a nice little nod.
Yeah.
They did a couple of nods this week. I was like, good. Actually, yeah, we'll talk about that too. And he brought back the bridge. So that's back now. So the bridge, because you know what's going to happen, Frank.
Oh yeah.
Carly and Jason will see each other on the bridge.
It's not gonna be Robin and Jason.
Oh my God, it's so funny. Robin. They mentioned Robin, of course, when it comes to Jagger. But no, we haven't seen Robin. So,
She owes me an email from 6 months ago.
I know that was funny. I know. It's like that happens. So, Frank, Frank, you can talk shit on nobody's emails.
That's true.
That's funny. But he did say that. I was like 6 months ago. Okay. And actually, I like this Jagger. What do you think about the Jagger?
I dig him. My complaints go back to just like, wishing it was Lucky, rather than Jagger in this storyline. But I don't know what the larger ramifications of this are going to be. But it's just like, if we're gonna do some stuff with Jagger, that's great. But so far, like it, again, it's a challenge with the bloated cast. When you bring in people from the past, whether it be a Jagger or whether it be a Lois, or from another soap, invariably, as much as excited as the fans get about that, aside from all the casting issues about the recasting of Jagger aside, uh, I can't think of a time where any appearance by any character in that situation, whether it's an old character from the show or from another show, that has been like something like, heck yeah, that went well. We always leave kind of like disappointed. Like that's what they did with them. That's it. And so far I'm getting that with Lois now. Unfortunately, she's going out with a whimper. And any of the All My One Life to Live or All My Children appearances have been whimpers. Um, I want to have higher hopes for Jagger, and now it's crossing over to the new regime. Maybe that changes.
Yeah, no, we don't know. We have no idea. He could be axed out, killed, whatever. Anything can happen. We have no idea what's happening with him or this storyline. But I have a feeling it has to do. It's going to be Jason. I think we can almost guarantee that Jason will be a part of this storyline somehow, or Jason's undercover.
Hmm.
and it's actually someone else. You gotta find somebody credible, like an Alcazar or something. But like it's a Jason's undercover trying to save Sonny.
Ah, it's true. He got, taken in by Alcazar's folks. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm working for you now. I want Sonny dead too. But really, I've been trying to help you the whole time, Sonny.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll be curious, will they show, because he's got that great sleeve tattoo now. So
Mhm.
is it gonna be, are you gonna be seeing shirtless scenes, or t-shirt scenes of Stone Cold now?
I don't know, but yeah, I think I did enjoy the Danny and Sam stuff on the bridge. I did enjoy that actually. So yeah, I know some of you chat are like, hey, yeah, it doesn't matter. You can never meet your father and miss your father. And never have a bad relationship with your father and miss the idea of it.
Hmm.
So I think, and so for me, as a person who's gone through it myself, a lot of times it's the idea. But when you're a kid, you don't know how to articulate that. Um, because I know Jake, he showed he misses his father too. So there's something there, and I think if they write it correctly, him reconnecting with his teenage sons could be interesting, and seeing which one turns into Jason could be interesting.
It would be, it's just I feel like, of the two, I mean, Jake has got a more character development than Danny
Yes,
has.
yeah, yeah,
Danny's been like pretty much just the cipher of a character.
right,
I mean, but like, other than like Jake's big storyline with Helena, and then this
right.
little bit with Valentine's daughter, you know,
Yes,
there hasn't been much with him either. More
that's
so than Danny, but still
but
there's room.
but Danny is now old. He's turning 16. He's now high. And I did, and Vista Trista, come on, girl, I like that name. I really enjoyed, Sam and Elizabeth, we don't like each other very much. I did enjoy them talking. I thought it was fine. It was
Yeah,
weird, but it was fine.
I mean, it's similar to, I guess, like if you see like Carly and Liz,
Yeah, yeah,
talk, where it's just, people that have lots of history, but there is some sort of connection there, regardless of how they feel about each other, that uh, in certain moments they can put, you know, general feelings about each other aside to address something that is affecting both of them. And in this case, it's, each having children of Jason, and seeing at least that, for their kids, willing to kind of figure out, like, is there something going on with, one or both of them? And should we
yeah,
get them matching leather jackets?
right.
I mean, I'd be down for it. Give me, if you want to start building this up, then give me a Jake and Danny scene,
Mhm.
where the two of them are talking. Like, I mean, how often we never see that? So,
Um, I highly doubt that it's Morgan, you guys. I highly doubt. I have some backstage information that I can't share that's leading me to believe that it's not him. Um, if I'm wrong, I love being wrong. It's fine. I have no problem with this. If I'm wrong, it's fine. I don't think it's gonna be him. I think right now the big deal is Jason. Steve Burton was not supposed to leave General Hospital. They didn't want Steve Burton away from General Hospital. He didn't want to leave. So they're glad to have him back. Just trust and believe me. They're glad to have him back because he was never supposed to leave in the first place. So right now, everything is about Jason. So folks, I tell you that. And again, I love to be wrong, but in this case, I know I'm not wrong because we saw that special. They made the whole ending about Jason's return. I mean, I guess that's kind of that's the thing. So it's very much is there wrong. I'm not, you guys. When I tell you guys stuff that I know, it usually comes true. I'm telling you, look at my receipts in the past. A lot of times I'm not wrong, but I'm also happy to be wrong sometimes because I mean I'm open arms to whatever happens. But I'm just telling you, Steve Burton coming back is a major deal. And ABC is counting on it. Frank, they're counting on it. Like last time, they're counting on it. He was a major player on the show. You just can't, whether you like his character or not, don't matter. He was a major character on the show.
I mean, and I think, like, but him coming back was exciting, and then it petered out, you
Right.
know. So Hopefully they can avoid some of the pitfalls that kind of led to it petering out this time around.
Yes. And I think, but the thing is, they want him back. That's the fucking thing. And they want Jason Morgan, not Jason Quartermain. They want Jason Morgan back. That's what's going to happen. What's going to happen. So
Do you want Jason Morgan back, or would you rather have a Jason Morgan slash Quartermain hybrid?
I would love that. They did it. They did it successfully with Sonny to me with Smike. I actually like Smike, but they don't care. They don't care about Jason Quartermain back then. I think that would lead to a better story. I have a feeling they're going very mob heavy again, which was the '90s, Bob Guza years. I think they want that. They want to go back to that again. And so that would include Sonny and Selena Wu, and obviously by way of people Curtis, who has a company. Like it's going to evolve. I think you want to go back to that time period.
I mean, the frustrating thing is, much like you saw with Sonny, interrogating Selena Wu's man Lee.
Yes.
It's just like he compare that to like how something would happen in The Sopranos. There's no effing around. It's just, if you think there's somebody a rat, you're getting rid of them now, and it's not going to be pleasant. This is just every time. It's just you have to draw it out and belabor it, and you can only kind of hint at intended violence from Sonny because he's kind of like your hero character of the show. You're supposed to be still rooting for this guy. You start showing what a true mob boss and the violence that they can order or do themselves, you're quickly going to turn
Getting rid of them.
that character off to your fans. So I feel like you get this kind of, just, you know, homogenized version of a mob boss. And it just leads to kind of lackluster, at least for anybody that's watched any other sort of mob related dramas. Kind of you have to willingly suspend a lot of disbelief to get on board with Sonny and his mob lifestyle, how it's depicted in this show. If you start doubling down on all that and having so much more of it, unless you're really gonna do stuff, do I want to see more just homogenized mob? I don't know.
I didn't like the mob stuff, so I mean, I'm in the people in the chat. Some liked it, some didn't. So I didn't like it. So, Dex will be back. Oh, Dex is not gone. He'll be back.
But I'd like him to be gone for a while.
Yeah, I'm saying he'll be back, but he'll be back. So is Adam. Adam's coming back also. So don't worry, he's not off the show forever. He's coming back. He's coming back. I'm just telling you, he's coming back. He's Maurice Bernard is number one on the call. She's coming back. I know. He's for Trina. He's for Trina. That's why. Spencer, they're not going to bring Spencer back for a long time. Obviously, they're going to have to recast it. Obviously, Nicholas Shaft's not coming back. He's going to live his life like it's golden over there. With Ryan Murphy. So they're going to have to recast Spencer. They're going to have to at some point. But they're going to do it for a while. They don't need to for a while. They don't need to.
Well, maybe this new writing staff can find an angle on Adam that's going to make him kind of interesting because his initial foray. Woo!
I know. Angela, Medora, Danny, how you, buddy? Hi, Ambassador Sam. I sent you an email. Did you get it? I wasn't sure if you got it or not.
Oh,
I took a chance on the email. I sent 2 emails out, one to somebody else and one to you, and I wasn't sure if you got it. So let me know if you got it. Connie's a better Bob Marks than Sonny. Dex will be back. It's the thing. Here it is, kids. I just hate to break it down for you guys. The top folks on the show are Carly and Sonny. Laura Wright and Reese Bernard are the top ones on the show. Then everybody else. Jason was number 3. Steve Burton was number 3. That's just how it was. So he's going to come back into his position. They want to basically just go back to where it was before, basically, like before the mandates and everything. Just bring him right back in, insert him in. He's, whether you like it or not, he's related to everybody, basically on the show on some level. He's a quartermain. He's this. He's that. He's this. He's related to everybody basically on the show, just about. Except for the Ashfords, maybe. Except for them. But he's related to everybody. So him coming back will hopefully revitalize a bunch of storylines. That's what I think. That's what they're hoping. I'm thinking that they might use him as a jumping off point for a bunch of stuff. Bye, Jennifer.
Well, let's hope. I mean, this show does need a shot in the arm. It all depends on what they're going to do with Drew. If Drew is just going to be written off, is he going to be uh, going through a major personality rewrite? I don't know.
Right.
I think we'll be bummed if it's not really at least some after wanting to see Drew and Jason actually being brothers. If we're now gonna just immediately put them at odds again, that's gonna be. We already went through that the first time he came back. It's gonna be a bummer if it happens again.
Because now you have the twins, so to speak. So that's gonna be interesting to see how that happens. We saw it peter out at some point. We saw a lot of opportunities not taken the
Yeah.
last time. So I wonder if I'll be curious to see if the new writers have watched that time period at all or reviewed that time period and decide to go different. Because right now, as it stands, I know that folks in the chat said it. They think Nina and Drew are going to have hate sex. That
Why, why,
happened.
why not?
What?
Why not?
He said, why not? Why not? That's what everybody's saying. People were saying that. And I'm like, I didn't think about that at first. Thank you, Jennifer, for the super chat. Thank you. I can like it. That's why I can like it. And because everybody thinks that Ava and Sonny, the title of my episode, they're going that direction. It seems like now with the new writing staff, it could end up where they become good co-parents because he has good relationships with his ex-wife mothers, baby mamas. Him and Alexis are good. Him and Olivia are good. It could turn into that because she does. Oh, you did okay. Good. Okay. Just make sure you got it. Okay. So Nina, because Ava was in the business, she knows better than any of those ex-baby mamas what that's about. So I'm just wondering if Chris and Dan were like, screw it, we're leaving anyway. Let's throw them together, so to speak. Or what will the new writing staff do with them? Because what do you think? I mean, do you think it'll be a Drew, Nina, Sonny, Ava?
I mean, I feel like it would need to be Ava also at a moment where she was just like, let's just screw it and just do it. Because otherwise, if there's like Sonny, he's in a place where, yes, he could make those impulsive choices, but I don't think Ava is. I mean, other than like Avery being in danger and just wanting to make sure that she's protected, there's nothing really, no other big stressors on her life at the moment. So I feel like her going into this and also her relationship with Nina would seem weird for her to sleep with Sonny.
Well, did you see the preview for Monday?
Oh, yeah.
So you and Sonny together. It's like so it's like they're leaning. I said I don't know if they're going to continue it. It's like they were leaning that direction as they were going out. The writers are going out.
Yeah. I don't think they, well, I mean, you could want Nina to have every aspect of her life, destroyed.
Yes.
Uh, but I feel like, I mean, the show has kind of done a reclamation of the Nina Ava relationship. It would be a shame just to just chuck it because, you want to just, do burn every single bridge around Nina.
I think I would love. See, Danny Bear, I agree with you. I think they've defanged Ava for so long too. I want to see a stronger Ava too, and I don't mind. I don't mind her saying being friends because of Avery. Because you're right, she's mentioning Avery. So I don't think she's not in love with Sonny or anything like that at all. But she sympathizes with him. I think because she's living with him and seeing, but she knows Sonny. She always smiles. She knows him. I just think I would rather them be friends. They get to a point where they like Ava and Carly did. Ava and Carly became co-parents, so to speak, and they kind of understand each other. That's fine. Like I need to be any more, any less.
And I feel like it's tough with anybody in the Sunny orbit that is not uh in a relationship with them. Like you can only go so far, I feel,
Right.
because I feel like of that person, like turning against anybody else that Sunny cares about. Because I feel like with Sunny involved, it's just like it's ultimately like I will make you disappear if you don't stop acting the way you're doing. At some point he always comes in with that threat, and I feel like it makes it tough to write Ava. Like if you didn't have a world where mob bosses and people disappearing were, kind of a like an ever-present kind of possibility, uh, you could have Ava be just a total jerk to everybody around, and it'd be great. She could stand up, she could be more spicy towards other people, be more antagonistic, because there's never any of those kind of, ultimate repercussions kind of lingering around.
Thank you, Kayla, for the super chat. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I'm loving the
Woo!
breakdown. We are breaking it down. Sonny and Ava are good for each other. I think just that she understands the business. She was in it. I just feel like on paper, I like them together as co-parents. I don't like
Mhm.
to be. I don't find them having chemistry as lovers or anything. And you're
No.
right. I would have to see how they would get there. I feel like they're trying. I feel like these last writers are trying to go there. I feel like they're trying to really get there. You're right. I would need 3 or 4 steps for them to get to where they actually sleep together.
Yeah, because I mean, I feel like at least Ava right now just appreciates being on Sonny's good side. That doesn't mean
Yes.
that she's
Yeah.
romantically interested, but considering how he's, almost everybody else around him is dead to him, and
Yeah.
Ava is somebody that's like Ava, who's used to being in the doghouse with Sonny, is now like Sonny's like, hey, yeah, you haven't done anything to me lately. I will, yeah, you can stick around. I could see, Ava being like, hey, this is great. All right. I'm going to ride this good times as long as possible.
See, that's how I feel about Ava. I feel like Ava's just like, yeah, I'm not in this warpath. I'm good. Like that's it. You feel like just like, it's not me. But also she could be in danger too on some level now. We all know they killed Ava. They killed her sister. They weren't close. Um, so I don't. I just there's so many different combinations that can happen. I was kind of going by what happened last week, where they're kind of leading to in the end. I feel like they are trying to say like Sonny and Ava are somehow getting
Mm.
closer, which is fine, closer. But I need more to see if they would actually sleep together. He took the ring off, Frank. He finally took it off.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess that's the Sunny way, I suppose, but it just seems weird that there's been really no effort of having any
I
sort
know.
of
I know.
conversation between Nina and Sunny about this
Nope.
whatsoever.
Nope.
It was just like, yep, you're gone. You know, so to have Diane deliver the divorce papers to Nina and throw some snark at they could both
Yes.
snark at each other. Uh yeah, yeah.
Yes. And you know, I agree. I want them to have some scenes together. We need some Sunny. Need a scene. We need something really big between the two of them to happen before they completely separate or get back together. One or two. I guess because I still can see them get back together. This is not over by any means. It's not completely not over. But right now they have him so embroiled in this who's shooting him. He has to take care of that first. That's the problem with GH sometimes. I'll have several storylines going at once to the same person. They're like, but they got to focus on. You can't do both. You got to focus on one. So right now, because Jason's coming back, and I think he's related to this story, they're going that direction. So I want to move on a little bit because it's still the same. We'll be here for like 20 years talking about them. But this is related. And I thought of you, Frank. Whenever I see Cyrus, I just start chuckling. Um, and they brought him into the scheme, Frank. They brought him in. They brought your boy in to work it out. But what I didn't see coming was good old Heather Weber try. I'm like, that's so funny. I forgot their co-ed library. I forgot about that. This is Ally McBeal, apparently. I was like, oh my God. But that was like, that's actually good use of history. He hadn't seen Cyrus yet, and her daughter's gone. What do you think about all that?
Yeah, I mean, oh, good old Cyrus,
Good old
yeah,
Cyrus.
yeah. It never, I, it just took forever to get to that point where we had to have, Anna come by, then we had to have Laura come in to seal the deal. It's like I thought you were trying to change, you know. This is a great
That
opportunity.
was smart, Frank, and bring his sister in. He wants to just do it for his sister.
There you go. I mean, at least there were moments where you see a little bit of the, like how Cyrus, how I want him to be written,
Yes.
or at least more of, is when they're putting the wire on him. It's like, you don't talk to me. You don't have to talk to me like I'm an idiot. It's like, yes, yes, Cyrus, you can speak like a regular person, and not everything you say has to have some kind of Bible hook on it. It's just talk
Laura's
like a
over
regular
it. Laura's
person.
so over it. Laura, she is over it. That part, I love it. And Anna was like, "Okay, kids, come on, come on, yes." But it was so he said. But also, they did talk him into it. He decided he played it off as long as he could.
Yeah.
What had me laugh is even Jagger was like, "Just get to the story." Like, come on, folks. Like, what? He's like, he was like suspense and like this stuff. I thought it was kind of funny. But Heather Weber coming in, that was good. I think using history. She had something to say about, of course, her daughter, and she did come to him. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, she's ruining everything. I'm like, oh my god! But then when they flashed back, when they went back to the scene, had his arm around O'Neill, like, how did that work out?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's got to be Cyrus must have gotten something because he needs a little chip in the game to be able to have something going on.
Yes,
But having Heather come in and say like, talking to Cyrus is just like talking to the mayor. You
yes.
gotta you gotta clam up.
The mayor's your sister. She's like, well, you know about me and my sister's relationship. I started laughing like, oh my god, she's ruining everything. I just didn't see it coming. I just forgot about her. I thought that's actually kind of cool. That something had to go. I mean, something had to go wrong. It was going too smoothly. Because you had Jagger at the office. You blah 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 blah, and Dante get him snide remarks. Well, you just have to my father, and you have something against him too. But he's your father. I was like, okay, there's all that pissing contest going on, and it's just like, I'll go above your head, and I will go. I'll do this.
Yeah,
Go on, Anna. Okay. And while they're sniping each other, then they're like, wait, guys, we got to tell you something.
it's and also for this, I mean, yes, it's a good thing. Yeah, with the soap thing, you can't ever have like a scheme go correctly.
Yeah, of course
Sure.
not. Of course not.
Whether except for the more often than not the mob boss. Like if you on a sliding scale, if you're looking at it between the mob side and the police side, more often than not, it's going to be the police side that's going to fail miserably.
That's true.
So you know, uh, so no surprise that this all kind of their best laid plans want to follow. But
Yeah.
surprising that Heather Weber, I thought after they dragged her off at Esme's gravesite, that was the last we were going to see
Me
her for
too.
a
Me
good
too.
long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. It was genuine, like, oh,
Yeah.
hello, all right. We still got some uses for Heather Weber.
That's me too. And which I like. I like that it's just sprinkle her in
Yeah,
here and there, sprinkle her in here and there. I like that actually. I think it's a little Heather goes a long way. I think it's good.
agreed.
I
Yes.
don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind reoccurring characters like that. Sprinkle them in when we need them. They're really cool. It's really cool. Um, O'Neill will be dead. See, Blink FM. I'm leaning that direction too. I mean, I think he's gonna be dead. And he talks, and Cyrus says he knows that. Well, he knows. He said the name. We still know who it is, but I think, yeah, I'm like, they don't medicate Heather anymore. I don't think in the prison. I don't think they do anymore. She has guards that are friends too. Remember, she has guards that are
Oh,
friends. She always charms them up. She always charms them up.
always crazy to me that you're like, what? Like you're gonna get charmed by Heather Weber? All right. Okay.
To be a prison guard, I don't know, a psych guard must be weird. Must be a weirdo. But yeah, I have a feeling Blink. I'm with you. I think they're gonna O'Neill's gonna end up dead. And there you go. But there's that whole side of things too. But how much does Jagger know? He's not telling everything. He's not telling everything.
Well, especially if it does turn out if it's his son or he fears it's his son. Certainly I'm sure he's going to be keeping some things close to the vest because who wants to see their son, taken down for sure. So I mean, if he's trying to save his son or protect him, I can understand why Jagger is being kind of selective in the information that he's sharing. As
Yeah,
much as he was saying that, oh, I'm telling you everything. Uh, but seeing the way that Cyrus acts with O'Neill, like that's the thing. It's like the show's been cagey in terms of how they're depicting Cyrus. Is he totally repentant? Like I don't buy that he is repentant just because of
oh, really?
the beating of Drew, how he intimidated Mason and Dr. Gatlin Holt when he got out. Like for all that, Cyrus is running some agenda, and we see something having to do with the radio show is clearly benefiting him in that reason. Uh, so like after this whole thing with O'Neill, when he was like, oh, basically he really laid into O'Neill as he's whispering him to get O'Neill to cough up what little information he had. Like,
Yes,
he's a ghost. He's a ghost.
I saw like that. Everybody, this GH Sunday Shift is in the chat. Follow her over on her channel. She's great. She does GH recaps also. Hi, GH Sunday Shift. How you guys over there? So support GH Sunday Shift. If you get a chance, go subscribe. Find the podcast. Yeah, no, it's what they're trying. They really, again, I feel like it's all because of Jason. They're really trying to build up. They're using Sonny right now, and they're trying to build up all of that. And somebody asked in the chat about Jagger. Jagger hates Sonny. All goes all the way back into the whole. He was married to Karen, who was Scotty's daughter, and she was hooked on drugs. I mean, she danced. It's a whole. You have to go online. There's a whole history of that, and that's why he's not a fan. Even though he knows he was there for Stone, he knows that, but he's not a fan of Sonny at all. And he has many reasons for that. So I feel like they're doing that on purpose. They're playing that. That's within the history. They're doing that. And Cyrus, we appreciate you too, Sunny Shift. Cyrus using the radio show could send messages to outside people. I think so also. I'm with Jason Jose. There's code in what he's saying. He learned the Bible. He was in prison. He knows what to do. He memorized the Bible. Okay, but I'm with Frank. He ain't changed. Okay, changed. But I know Laura wants to believe it, but she don't believe it either. She's like,
No.
oh, and Kevin has no time for him. Kevin has no time for Cyrus. None. No, it's hilarious. He has no time for Cyrus. Oh, shout out to John Lindstrom and his New York Times best-selling book, Hollywood Hustler. It was an appearance, a big hit.
Oh, were you able to twist his arm to do an appearance at the Grove?
I didn't go to the Grove.
Oh, but you could have seen like, hey, I've got
I know.
street cred in terms of interviewing soap stars who are publishing books.
I know. I
Let's,
do.
let's do this, John.
Sean Kanan. Yeah, not even. I didn't get there. Sonny tanked Jagger's boxing career, and I mean, okay, it's all kind of stuff. There's all kind of. There's a he has a reason to not like Sonny. Total reason. And I also feel like he has a reason to look at Dante a little weird because Dante is his son. I even think it's legitimate to look at him and go, okay. But it's almost cartoonish, the exchanges. Like he comes in with lots of bluster. And Nina's like, and Nina, I said Nina, wrong person. And Anna's is like, I'm now in charge. I can do this. My journey, just like, okay. But I don't need more of that anymore. I don't need any more of that. Either they got to work together, or we got to find out Jagger's hiding something.
Yeah.
We need some movement. So hopefully this new regime will get some movement on that.
But also there were scenes where, especially in the listening rooms or when Jagger does come in, that the way Anna was talking to him, I was like, where's the slick WSB agent that was able to, be undercover and kind of, charm people when needed and stuff like that. Like this, she was a little over the top and heavy-handed in the way she was talking. I'm like, where's the cool cucumber police commissioner here? Okay, Anna.
Cyrus doesn't know Laura knows he kidnapped Abraham, probably had two stabs. I'm over these stories. We're trying to take Sonny down. Well, I think the Sonny taking down stories are just the eternal story.
Yeah.
Like Sopranos. It's like there's always, Tony Soprano would either be dead or in jail, or that's always the whole thing. That's why folks got pissed at the ending when it went to black. I thought it was hilarious. But I think Sonny's the same thing. It's like by the time he leaves, it's gonna be the same thing. Will he die or be in jail? Or leave freely? I think it's gonna be one of those. So I think while he's on the show, there will always be people trying to get him. And he mentioned, he feels guilty. He couldn't save Lily. He mentioned that. Courtney, Morgan, he couldn't save them. And so there's something, Yeah, Mac is off screen. Well, John J. York is recovering, so that's why he's not on right now.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
so I just
yeah,
so
if you're looking for mob bosses to be taken down, you have to look for everybody that's not Sonny. So a
right,
Selena Blue, a
right,
Cyrus, any of those folks can be taken
right,
down.
right.
Sonny Corinthos, though, no,
No.
no, no.
It's you just suspend belief, but that's just kind of what subs do that. There's certain things that people Marlena from Days of Our Lives will always, whether she's possessed by the devil or not, she'll always come back to Marlena. That's what she is. I mean, Marlena, John Black has been programmed 20 times in that show over the last 40 years by a card or whatever. He was a pawn or whatever. He survives. They survive. It's one of those things that some people just, they survive. You follow along and they survive. I
I
feel
mean,
like
I would love for Drew to find out that Cyrus was the one that got him beat to death almost. I
yes.
just take all that rage that he's feeling towards Nina and just point it right at Cyrus.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so that's enough. So, okay, so that's enough of that story. We talked about that for over an hour. So that's literally, I think that's the main thing. That's dry. This gonna be a main storyline happening in the next few weeks. I think this is gonna be all the transition into Jason coming back. Who is he when he comes back? What is he doing? I think that's to be the focus on that one.
How
Another
quickly did he find
storyline.
out about Brit?
I mean, all that stuff, right? Okay, I want to talk about a smaller storyline, but it's reaped in history. Also, reaped,
Yeah.
steeped, steeped in history. And I just want to know Frank's thought on this. Spixie.
If the show actually wants to do it, great. But if, like we talked about last week, if they're just teasing around this, ugh, I mean, I I have no time for it. Like, I don't know why. Let's just do it. I don't really see any reason why we shouldn't. I mean, I guess healthy relationships are, can be a danger for soaps, and more invariably, it's how we can split them up as opposed to like, hey, how come these two people work together against everything else around the world outside of their relationship coming in on them. But I'd be down for it. It's like, yeah, I mean, Maxie doesn't really have it going anything on, and I don't need another relationship with her, considering how the last few have been written since Nathan. So,
Yeah.
but the other thing too is that Spinelli is not also a front burner character. So how much are we going to see of that as well either? And if you wanted to set it up where the two of them have a happy relationship and we saw Spinelli at the current amount that we see him, I'm fine with that too.
Anyway, it's just I think a lot of fans would love it. I think it would make sense. It totally makes sense. But they're also what they're trying to do too, though, is these are grown folks. So these are folks in their 30s who've lived some life. And it's not cute. They're trying to do this cutesy thing with Sasha and Cody. That's being prolonged also. And I just feel like let's just go ahead and go. I mean, these are not kids. Have Cody and Sasha together. Have Spinelli and Maxie together, and let's move on.
Agreed. Because I mean, you just look at the last few years of Sasha's life.
Right.
The girl's been through it. You know,
She has.
uh,
That's why just put them together. Just put them
yeah.
together.
Because if you're not gonna act again, the show's not making an effort for Sasha's reasoning with Cody. It's like, I need time to work on me. Understandable given everything she's been
Yeah.
through,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh
the
yeah.
show is not clearly invested in showing Sasha going through that
Nope.
experience.
Nope.
So if you're not going to show that, that's not really, then there's going to be no motivating reason for us to wonder why, like, well, why aren't they together then? If you're going to show us that and that she's working on herself, then great. But you have to make that the focus. And if you're not, then you might as well just put them together.
Well, if they do this right, Leopardess, then yes, we will see more Spinelli when Jason returns. But my whole thing is they're in their 30s. This cutesy shit is just like, let's get over it. Let's just put them together. Put them
Yeah.
together. Let's just get over it. Get those couples together. Okay, so of course she'll find out it was all a ruse, and Mom, how can you do this to me? And Billy, how can you do this to me? And because now she's getting back on her feet. Well, she's getting back on her feet fast, Frank. I was like, oh, that's it. I'll just one email ad campaign, and she's doing great.
Oh, yeah. I looked at that with envy and jealousy,
Yeah, me too.
and a bit of rage.
Yes,
As I'm struggling with financial things, like,
right,
I wish I could, in a matter of months, turn my life around that quickly.
right. It was like, okay, so just hopefully new writers will not just keep that apart for too long. Oh, that's not it. We know we're holding on to Cody's secret until John J. York is better. And that's that one. I understand that. They
Yeah.
can't play without him. They can't play without him. So right now, so I'm saying, give him a love story, focus on that, and then when Matt comes back, then it all comes out. But right now, they can't let it out yet. He's just yeah. And we give John J. York we give him our best. We hope we want him to recover, and we like you like your John J. York. You want him back.
Oh, that silver fox can't get
They're
back
back.
soon enough.
You need to get back. So we buy, but that storyline I get because I just know that they can't. It's just on real life intervene. It's just kind of you can't really anything. I know Martin's off the canvas right now, so I'm curious though when the new writers come in, will he come back or would it be like bye? He's Tad. I mean, Tad. I said Tad. Oh, he's Michael Eaton Heights, 3-time Emmy winner, but um I don't know.
I think he still has something to offer the show, and he's also Michael United.
Right, right.
If you
No, I
have
agree.
access to that, why would you not want to give him more to do?
I agree. I agree.
My dream, though, James, and I'll say this now, is
Oh,
that
okay.
the first day of summer, when the Metro Court pool opens up again, I just want to see John J. York come in his Speedo, uh, saying, "I'm back, baby."
That I probably get a tear in my eye. I mean, I would like that. That would be just like because when they had him that one time, those chicks were talking about him. She's like, that's my man. I loved it, and he looked good. 57 years old, he looked good.
He looked amazing.
Looked way better than I do. Shit, I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh. But he looked good. I want him to come back. He's a great character. He's a legacy character. We want him back. I mean, I just know this one he's going through so much. You want him back, of course. I agree with you. Martin has potential still. He's Laura's brother and other things. He's probably red tapped the family. There is potential. Because I was hearing rumors, but see now things could change. I heard there might be a Martin Tracy get together. I had heard that somewhere after Gregory dies. Because we have that storyline now I want to talk about. It makes me angrier and angrier and angrier how great their scenes are together, knowing he's going to die. He's going to die, Frank. I'm just like, the scenes are so good together. They're so good.
They are, and
Really.
it's a bummer. Uh,
Even with the other boys, with the that was a cute little table thing that the four of them together. Jane Elliott, we're seeing another side of her that we haven't seen before. And Gregory is just like he is. See, I don't want Gregory and Alexis. They have their own little thing, kind of. But I like Gregory and Tracy. I think most of you in the chat feel the same way. They're magic together. They're magic together. It's crazy. I didn't realize how much their chemistry would be either until I. She just it's a different side. I love it. I love
and coming, it just projecting if they keep this current trajectory going with this. It's like we saw her have to wrestle with the death of Luke, even though that, his death happened off camera.
it. Yes.
But then, just as she's, kind of trying to work her way through that and open her heart again, all of a sudden Gregory Chase comes into her life, and she finds herself drawn to this man. I'm gonna be bummed if it just ends in his death, and it's like, oh, so Tracy just is doomed to be with people that just die constantly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. But he is dying. They have not done a. See, they're not like Hat Daddy, who got a wrong diagnosis. And now, what do I do with my life? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do with my life?
Oh, I that scene just bummed me out because it's just like I thought we had already kind of hashed this out.
I
Why
thought
are
we
we
did too.
throwing
I
why are we
know.
throwing this scene in? This like that.
That's, that scene, Frank, was very polarizing online, apparently. A lot of folks didn't like that scene. They didn't get the meaning for that. They didn't get it. And I said, I kind of agree with you. It's kind of like, I thought we already settled all this.
Yeah. It just seemed to come out of nowhere for
Yeah,
this, where I'm just like, wait, hadn't we kind of gotten to a place where you already accepted that, yeah, it was a misdiagnosis? And so for this to come out of the blue, where it's like, oh, now it's really confirmed it's a misdiagnosis. Like, we had already kind of talked about that a long time ago. And it's a bummer because I think we both, at least I like the character. I just don't like how he was brought onto the show. And I just thought that that storyline just was the wrong way to bring him in.
that would be great though if he was behind the shootings. Or if
Oh,
he was lead. That would be great. Remember, he was mad at Sonny for a long time. So I just think give him something to do. Give him something to do. Be happy to watch it. And so maybe the writers will see what they do with that family because I like that Jordan went over and talked to both Portia and Curtis, filled them in on what was going on. They're all a little messy. The whole relationship's a little messy, but they were mature. They talked about everything, and
yeah,
and
he forgave me, Jordan. He didn't forgive you.
okay,
And I did something way worse than you did.
that's right. But yeah, but back to Gregory and Tracy. I just want to say, I love the coupling, and I'm so sad that so far it's going this way. I mean, who knows, right? Someone goes, a twin. He dies, and a twin comes. We just have it for.
Sure, please. Okay, that'd be
Right,
great.
right.
It's just, yes, it's just, it's great and I will enjoy it as long as it's
Yeah.
there, but I will be bummed that I feel like it's going to be cut short when,
Uh,
you know, uh, when it's frustrating because you feel like the show is only realizing something
right.
that the audience saw much sooner. And you're like, why, what would you have gone, show, would you have gone in this direction had you know what you had now?
Yeah. Well, Anime is a good point. Speaking of Marsha and Stella, they wanted Marsha and Stella together in a few scenes. So they manufactured that, I guess.
There's plenty of other reasons
I agree
than
with
to be
you.
in a scene
I
too.
like that. They're
I,
part of the same family.
I would like if Hep Daddy was behind it because like when he first came on with his anger towards Sonny, with like the
Yes.
guy that outside the Savoy that supposedly was beaten up, that made you think like, oh, it was Marshall that laid a beat down on this guy.
Yes.
That if he was really just like pulling the strings for this, and that at every scene where some kind of violence happened, there was just like a little tiny hat placed there as this calling card. Just a really kind of like a Lego sized hat. That was
I
his call.
love that idea. But
Wait, who is leaving all these little tiny black
well, hats.
hats?
Well, hats. I love that idea. But yeah, so there, but that's all, we're dealing with basically because Curtis was shot. And he turned down being like deputized or whatever. He turned all that down. He looked at Portia and decided I'm gonna work on my recovery first.
That seemed weird to me because he also then has that flashback of all that information he finds out and then doesn't share it at all with Jordan, which also doesn't make zero sense to me at all if he's proclaiming he's not getting involved.
So it probably will be, I mean, the new writing regime. We'll see what they do with him. We have no idea. We have no idea what to do with him either in them. So we have no idea. I guess we'll see what happens with them too. Um, Spilling over into we have um we had a Lois sighting actually. With the whole misprints on the cards.
Yeah.
Just for again another avenue of Tracy and Gregory ish. That she likes Gregory. That's all it meant to be. But he asked Alexis to the wedding. So it's more of that. And she's like, Laura's got to take care of it. She went to the printer, it's all taken care of now. So I'm like, okay. So there's that. So this wedding, are you excited about this wedding?
I'm not excited about it at all. I mean, I like them as a couple still, even now, despite all the unnecessary roadblocks the show put in the way of that them finally getting together. Like way so many terrible storylines and unnecessary character beats stopping them from getting together sooner. So I'm great that they're together. I don't know. I'm not jazzed about this wedding. Uh, but also it's and you had said before, like Los is only going to be around for like 30 episodes in total, and she's off contract now.
Yep.
It's other than like that scene of her breaking it down with Sonny about like Nina was the one that, is behind this. Uh, she's had nothing to do, and it's been a bummer. And we've seen nothing come of like, hey, Brooklyn, I'm going to help you get deception back from Tracy. There's been zero on that story front.
But now you got Lucy.
Ugh.
Something going on between those two.
Which I guess, if you had a way between Lois and Lucy, Lucy makes more sense to be more involved with it, but also it just lets you know it's not going to go well. That right there told you it's going to crash and burn
Oh yeah,
because Lucy has zero chill
yes.
anything Tracy related.
And okay, very important milestone on General Hospital on Friday. Lesbian sex, lesbian sex. We had lesbian sex. We are women more than friends. We are happy lesbians. So Blaze and Christina actually had sex.
Look at him go. Look at him.
We did see him go.
We
We
did.
surprised it happened all of a sudden. I'm like, did it happen? I mean, I'm like, why went that direction?
I mean, I figure it's got to happen now because eventually she's going to be showing, and that's
Oh,
going to seem
right.
weird.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So, let's get it out of the way now. Uh,
They did.
because I don't know if that'd be a bridge too far to see pregnant lesbian sex.
Yeah, I don't know that either. I have no idea either. No, they say pregnant women can have sex still. They can.
Very true.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Well, then how they gonna? Yeah, showing that on. It's gonna be weird.
Right. Also, we don't mention coastal entertainment in my chats. You can mention them somewhere else. I don't support her, a person who runs coastal entertainment. Thank you very much. So I will not be mentioning that or promoting that at all. Um, I think what's funny to me is that my Taraya fan base from Young and the Restless, the other lesbians, tuned in to see lesbian sex on General Hospital and were commenting to me about it. So I'm like, well, that means a whole new fan base, Frank.
Yeah. Were they? Was it in a positive light? Were they happy
Yes,
with what they
they said
saw?
it was Taraya light, but they did like it. They did
Nice.
like it. They loved. Of course, they liked it. Hello. There's nothing to not like. There's two pretty girls kissing each other. I mean,
The Taraya light, so clearly not as good as what's going on.
they're saying it was similar. It was a similar storyline, kind of a little different, similar because one of the girls is a singer, and one
Hmm.
of the girls, so it's kind of that whole thing. And Mariah, one of them was pregnant with somebody else's child, so it's a very similar storyline.
Wow.
Very, no, very similar. But anyway, so oh, and side note, folks, I interviewed Haley Aaron, former GH Kiki, because she's on General Hospital now, and we had a great time. Check that out. Wine Army Spotlight with Haley Aaron. We talked about General Hospital a bit too. Yeah,
Oh,
so
nice.
yes. I forgot to mention that. Can't have them having sex with a fake baby, but I thought this movement and I heard Frank, they're bringing the Emmy winner and my friend Eva LaRue as her mother.
Yeah. I'll be curious to see how long she's on. I hold very low hopes that it will be a successful visit.
Yes. Um, we I we gotta get new writers. Who knows? We got new writers. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, new writers. I have because again, they kind of misused her on Young and the Restless, but she won an Emmy from there, so there you go. But they kind of misused her. Ava LaRue has been around, CSI Miami, All My Children, Maria Santo. I mean, she's around. She's an act. She can act, folks.
Yeah.
I interviewed her 2 years ago. You can see my interview with her. I think it's from Young and the Restless, I think. And she's a lovely person and beautiful. But she's beautiful, first of all, too. But I want them to use her too. And I have a feeling she'll be better than Adam's father. Sorry,
Oh,
actor who played him. I don't know if it was you or the writing, but that shit was like, ooh,
well, it was that writing. I mean, there was
over the
just,
top.
yeah, it gave him no nuances to play.
No, none at all. None at all. I think one thing everybody in chat could agree with that too. Adam's father, the guy who played Adam, that was cartoon.
Yeah.
I have
It's
a good cartoon.
we're just casting a caricature. Come on.
Yes. Yeah, come on in.
Yeah,
Uh,
don't try to be any sort of real human being.
right. Oh, none at all, but none at all. Now, folks are trying to place Blaze with people already. I don't know if she's on contract. I don't know how long she's staying. I didn't even thought about that part. I just thought they bring her in to complicate that storyline. Um, she meets Alexis. That could be interesting. They're going back and forth, but they want her with Sonny.
Well,
I don't know.
no. You know, it's it all depends on I with Blaze's lifestyle as a musician, and if she's touring, there are variety of reasons why she could be gone off canvas for long stretches of.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah.
And so and Christina, as I mean, I don't know how front burner this surrogacy storyline is going to be. So we could see and the relationship with Blaze. So I mean, this could be very much a a Brad and uh, uh Bobby's son,
Lucas.
Lucas. There you go, Brad and Lucas situation where we just come in for like certain milestones.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, I feel like the surrogacy thing is more prevalent than the Blaze's
yeah,
relationship with her.
I
And
agree, and I don't care about either. But here's the deal: I know they're giving it to us, but I don't. I mean, the circus storyline. I'm not a fan whatsoever. I don't give two shits. I have no thoughts about it. I don't. I'm not feeling it. I'm not invested whatsoever. If I can say anything more negative than that, I could. I can't think of anything else more negative than that. I just have. If there was from 0 to 10 interest, with zero being the bottom floor, I need -55. Like I just don't care about the storyline. We already see where it's going already. I mean, it's like it's such a lazy storyline. We already know what's going on. Yeah, everybody saying in chat room, we know Christina will not let the baby go.
but I want to know the sex of the baby.
When she said that, I was like, it's starting already. I'd say it's starting already. So I'm like, and I just we already know what's going to happen. We already know that storyline. So that's that one. So we'll see what happens with Eva LaRue. We'll be interested to see what they do with her. I'm with Frank. I'm cautiously optimistic because you have new writers. They may do something. They may do something with her.
I guess to each their own. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I can't say this without sounding a little judgy. So I guess I just have to accept that. I will be a little judgy. It is Shady Sunday.
Touchy,
But
Shady Sunday.
anybody that's going to say like, no, 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 we want to wait. We want to be surprised about the gender of the baby. Like, get out. It's like, why do that? Just know now, be able to cater that room towards like something really cool. Let's just do it. It's like, no, we're gonna
So
wait.
okay, this is something that in real life is really interesting, right? Baby reveal parties are huge. That's that whole thing there, and do all that stuff. But to not want to know till it's born, I'm seeing in my own life and surroundings, it's about half and half. I know some are like, do I want to know now so I can plan all the stuff when they come? I was like, well, we'll just do neutral stuff and we'll see what happens when it comes out. So it's very interesting. I don't know, Frank. I mean, when you had your did you want to know? Do you guys know ahead of time? No.
Yeah, I guess.
We knew too. Yeah, we knew too.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I understand the rationale for some people like there's so few genuine surprises in life. Why would we not, embrace the surprise of whatever this would be like? Good luck on that.
No, we knew. We knew and we wanted to know.
Yeah, go with God. Enjoy.
Okay, yes. I was like, a girl, another one. No. No, that's what I said. That's my second one. I was like, I want a boy, change it. No. That didn't happen. But we knew ahead of time. I know my grandchildren, did we know it? We knew ahead of time. We knew ahead of time for all of them. My second daughter, for both grandsons, her kids, she knew she wanted to know ahead of time. And my other three, we knew ahead of time.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I mean, I guess I wanted a boy. I got a girl.
Gotta go.
But
We're girl dads. We're girl dads.
but she's a delight. So then we'll take that.
Why can't Christina know it's her body? But in a weird way, it is her body, and yes, it's her egg. But it belongs to them. So I guess legally they
They're renting out her place.
yeah. I just trying to find a way to say that. I'm like, it's like an Airbnb. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's like I guess they can stop. I mean, it's not her baby. She basically the rights. I believe she hasn't signed over yet. I don't think. I can't remember all the legal stuff or how that works. But the baby it's her and TJ's actually, which is gonna make it more messier, of course.
Yeah, it's and so because we have to have Alexis, she for all her worrying, and everybody's like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's not gonna be fine.
No,
And
it's
Alexis
not.
is gonna be like, I told you this 10 months ago.
I know. I know. It's like they're so overly like it's gonna be fine that we know it's not gonna be fine. All right, we have 59 people watching. Thank you guys for coming back to watch us every week. We come back here.
Woo!
We have 30 likes. Hit that like button, get some more
You're
likes.
amazing.
Thanks to the super chats we've gotten so far. Thanks to everybody's talking in the chat room. I think everybody in chat, I'm looking in here, you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed to my channel, so if you're already here, so
Yeah.
subscribe to it.
Yeah, because otherwise you're doing yourself a disservice.
I,
You're
you
missing
know,
out on the quality JLJ media content.
Frank said it. Um, are we missing anybody or anything?
No,
We got
no.
everybody. We got everybody. Yeah, I think we got everybody. There wasn't any Michael and Willow. There wasn't any. There was nothing else. There was something else. Nina. We already talked about last week. The Crimson was successful. The first issue was successful.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do have a little bit of the Nina, Alexis, and Gregory stuff where it's like,
Oh, is that okay?
hey,
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that for a little bit.
yeah,
That's what do you think? What do
guess
you
who's your new publisher? It's I mean, interesting to see Nina in another orbit, which is
Yes,
good.
yes,
Uh, but where Nina now just wants to use the gossip column as a way of just sniping at people that she feels is, done her wrong. Ugh. And it's a
yes,
bummer because I feel like it's going to tarnish. I I was so excited when I saw Valentine show up at her office because it had been so long since we really had any kind of Valentine Alexa scenes.
yes,
And I was
yes,
jazzed about that. And then when it ended up being just like, hey, guess what? Since we don't see Sean on the show anymore, we have no interest in bringing him back. We're just gonna have him say that he sold off the invader off camera, and who cares? Where like Valentine was just able to just like the way that Valentine made that call before. It's like, hey, we're I want to run something by you. You know, I had no idea who it might be, but to feel like that Valentine could so casually just start chatting up Sean Butler and get the invader, I'm like, what?
yeah.
Okay.
And the thing that then killed me was that he's telling Alexis, "I don't want to change anything. I want you to continue doing your stuff." But then here comes Homegirl.
Yeah.
So, but
Oh,
even Homeboy, dying man, agreed with her. Gossip columns were for society at first, and like he's right. Everything he said was correct. Everything he said was right.
yeah, but yes, but
He gave a good, compelling story. He was like, "This happens, and many magazines are started out with that way, and you still do your stuff, but they get them, dressed up a bit." And the big thing, Frank, that everybody was, and I want your thoughts on this. The big thing that everybody was talking about though was like, okay, magazine is one thing, newspaper is another. But I feel like it's still similar, still in the same family. So I mean, I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, there is something about where that Nina does bring in some publishing savvy.
Yeah,
In terms of journalistic integrity, yeah,
no,
she's not going to have any of that.
no,
And journalistic ethics and stuff. So I mean,
right,
that's going to feel like uh, and it's going to be tough to really buy into anything that Nina is selling if the gossip column is just, basically spouting hate towards Carly and Drew
yeah,
or anybody else that Nina feels is, slighting her. Like if that's what it ends up being, like who's, it's like you can't run a gossip column. It's just your own personal cudgel against people that you don't like. And I feel like that could end up being something that's going to blow back in her face.
yeah, yeah. Which she does. But we like Valentina and Nina talking again.
Like them, I really wish I would have had a better Valentine and Alexis scene, and I'm only hoping that all this fallout does not kind of damage that relationship between the two. Because boy, that's a relationship I really like, and we don't get to see enough of.
I agree. They're cousins. They like each other. They
And,
understand each other. They understand
and
each other.
then Nina coming in like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. Oh, ugh.
See, Frank didn't like it. I didn't mind it. But also related to them is the Robert Valentine Charlotte talk.
Uh,
And Laura going, I gotta go. And it's like you did drop this whole thing on you. Walk out with me. He's like, no, bitch, I'm not walking out with you. I'm gonna finish with Robert. Okay, Laura, all of a sudden, I gotta go. Okay, I'm like, okay. We saw why she had to go to Cyrus, whatever. But it was kind of like that was really weird. But yeah, so he wants Charlie to do what 1,000 hours community service.
3 years probation.
That is a lot. I'm like, wow, kids. And
Uh,
Robert basically admitted it. He's after you don't like Valentine. You don't like Valentine at all.
yeah, which is kind of weird. I mean, yes, he was in a relationship with Anna,
Right?
but I mean, I feel like Valentine has kind of proven himself to be like for the most part an above board
I
guy.
thought so too. I thought so too.
I mean, he's kind of certainly he came onto the show incredibly shady, but he's kind of worked hard to try to become a better person,
I agree.
especially for Charlotte.
Yeah.
And so for Robert to be like that seemed like I'm not going to say necessarily a 180, but certainly maybe like a 90
Good night.
degree
Yeah,
on on Robert's feeling towards Valentine. I'm like, whoa. I mean, I know you weren't a fan of him, but this made it seem like he was public enemy number one. And
right.
I'm like, just underneath Sonny Corinthos is Valentine Cassadine. I'm like, really?
I know. So that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
Uh,
I think now that was everything. I don't think there's
yes,
anything else, Frank. I think it was everything.
that was
Yeah.
it. I mean, we end with we get to see Nina and Valentine just toast for the karmic retribution of Diane and Robert. Oh, and
Yes.
we get to see Diane and Robert. They got their own little smoochy schmooch scene as well too.
They sure did. And folks hated it. I like them together. So I don't know you guys hate it. I know people online hate it, but I liked it. So
I would rather see this than some arbitrary thing coming up
I
that's
agree.
always going to get them arguing.
Yeah, the cutesy stuff, it needs to end on this show. So I am curious again. Everybody watch this week. It's kind of a blended week. So I'm curious to see how disjointed it might be, Frank. It might be a little, I'm curious. It might run smooth. I don't know. Then we'll get to next week. But I'm curious. I'm curious how this week does. What they give us. What they give us, folks.
Fingers
Frank
crossed.
Moran, where can they find you?
Find me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie. I just publishing a lot of art and a lot of talk about the show before it comes out March 20th.
Yes, I was sending you stuff the other day. I'm where all jlottjrs are sold at jlottjr on social media platforms.
The price
Um,
that can't be beat.
what can be beat, Frank? Can be beat. Um, or have me Freddie Price. One of the two. I can't remember what it is.
Are we talking about you or the price? That could be.
I'm easily sold. What? Oh,
Plus,
anyways, I
it can
don't
be
care.
beat.
Yeah, like beat me. I don't. Anyway, folks, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Shout out to the SAG Awards that actually showed all the soap people who passed away, including Billy Miller and Doug Hayes and Tyler Christopher and Ellen Holly. They did a whole, they included them in there. So it's very cool. And Frank, your emails.
Oh.
Everyone's like, email check, email check, email check, email. Everybody's like, that's so funny in the chat. They're like, where is Frank Moran and his emails? He's at not that much more, 271,600. 271,600 emails. It's legendary, Frank. It's legendary. We haven't got that much since last week, so he's good. Let's see, just slowing down. He wasn't slowing down. Slowing down. So yes. I'll put it in chat for you guys who can't understand what I said. Here we go. There we go. So that's the deal there. We're back next week. Stay tuned for any interview stuff that's coming up. I'll let you guys know. J Spotlight is on Facebook. Go ahead and follow us there. Then JLJB and JLJR everywhere else. Everywhere you want to be.